German philosopher Johann Gottileb Fichte said, "A man can do what he ought to do, and when he says he cannot, it is because he will not," meaning the will in man actually has been primarily responsible not only in the determination of his character, perception, thought, or opinion, but also in his actions and in the eventual outcomes of his behavior and activities. And that means the will has always been one of the primary and fundamental driving forces behind man, his character, and his actions. Without the will, there is no man, as well as there is no confidence, courage, or character. The willpower ultimately decides what a man is, what he does, and what he ends up becoming. And that means we have to have will in ourselves that drives our character as well as our actions, provides us with the motivation and encouragement from time to time to not only question ourselves or interrogate our own inabilities and incapacities, but also to resolve all of that and overcome our whole selves, and also tells us to take on the external world despite difficulties, challenges, or dangers. The man of will has always been able to, and he will be able to, fight against immorality, injustice, and inequality of governments, politicians, bureaucracies, or billionaires. Even if he loses everything in the process, still he will fight back against corruption, discrimination, exploitation, and other sorts of stereotypes or hypocrisies by being completely regardless of his own well-being, interests, or by not paying any heed to the consequences or repercussions that he may face for rebelling against the wrongs and the immorals of the modern society as well as modern governments. So that's how the man of will is, and that's how he works. And the man of will can do what he is actually expected to do to improve himself, to elevate his character, and to take himself to the next level for himself, not the expectations of others or the demands of society. But when he says he cannot do what he should do and what he ought to do, then he obviously does not have the will, or he is unwilling to do that. And that means it's all about the will and its power. It has always been that way. Now we're also able to do what we should do when we have the will, or when we are willing to do. But if we're